Weapons of mass destruction are a relatively new development, and Muslim theory, Muslim ethicists have been working in recent years to try to incorporate weapons of mass destruction into Islamic thought. So we begin, of course, with the principle that civilians cannot be directly targeted. That is a cornerstone of the laws of jihad. So if we begin with that principle, then we have to ask, can weapons of mass destruction discriminate between those who are fighting and those who are civilians? And of course, many people would argue that, and I think this is empirically true, that there is absolutely no way to discriminate using nuclear, biological, and chemical weapons. These weapons don't distinguish between a fighter and a civilian. They kill wantonly and randomly. So on that basis alone, there is a strong, I think, presumption in Islamic ethics and Islamic law that weapons of mass destruction should be prohibited, should never be used. Now, the more complicated question is the one of deterrence. Many proponents of weapons of mass destruction say that it is necessary to develop these as a deterrent should the enemy threaten to use them against Muslims. But the simple question to me that must be asked is, if it is evil or if it is wrong to use weapons of mass destruction, then is it not also evil or wrong to threaten to use weapons of mass destruction? If one can imagine using them, then doesn't that violate the very notion of Islamic principles of war? So I have strongly argued that Muslims should not consider these in any way legitimate weapons, that they should be banned outright, and there should be no distinction made among nuclear, biological, and chemical weapons. Because some people say, well, chemical weapons should not be included in this category because they don't destroy or kill as large numbers as the other two. But the problem with that approach is that there are some chemical weapons that are extremely deadly. And if we begin with a simple rule, that is all chemical weapons should be banned, it is much more likely that even those that don't kill in large numbers will not be used.